Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's safe and healthy and doing good. I am at the tail end of this cold, still have it, still have nasal drainage, still coughing. My husband got it, and he seemed to, it always settles in his chest. Whenever he gets sick, I don't know why it goes straight to his chest, maybe because he was a smoker, but it goes right into his chest. So but I could tell he was already getting better. He did good. But on Sunday, yesterday, I guess this was Saturday, he said when he coughed in the morning when he got up, he coughed, he saw blood, and that freaked him out. He got scared, and I told him, well, maybe it's your throat because he's coughing really hard, And I said maybe it was your throat that was just bleeding, you cough so hard. And he takes blood thinners, So I said, I wasn't real concerned about it. Let's watch it. Next morning, he gets up and he says his phlegm is brown. Um, so he thinks his lungs are bleeding, And I'm like, I don't think so. I said, it seems to me that you're much, much better. You're getting much better. But his mind kept going and going and going, and he was just so stressed out and worried about it. His blood pressure went sky high. So I just took him to the emergency clinic. It's part of the Methodist hospital we have in Bulverde now. They were so good, y'all. We walked in there, they took us straight into a room. No waiting or nothing. They hooked him up to monitors and everything right away. And his blood pressure was like 177 over 84. It was really high, and it's never high like that. So he was just really stressed out. So they ended up giving him a lung X-ray and all that, and there's no pneumonia or anything. Um, she said if there was any pneumonia, it would be very light, but nothing showed up on the X-ray. But they gave him a Z-Pack um, of antibiotics, so just to make sure that there's nothing in his chest. And he kind of figured out what he saw when he coughed up the blood. The night before, he had a cherry lozenge. He went to sleep with it in his mouth. And he ate that right before he fell asleep. So he thinks, oh, that might have been in my phlegm, that cherry lozenge. Maybe that's why I saw red in my phlegm. Yeah. So he's okay. He's doing good. It just takes a while. The doctor there said there was another doctor that had whatever this crap is that's going around, and he has a lingering cough also, and he's had it for like 2 weeks. So yeah, it's just very lingering. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to y'all about a couple of things that's going on. It's all about politics and Trump. We're all stressed out about this, but you've heard people say that Trump will unite us, and he will. And I've said that before myself, but a lot of other readers have said that too, that Trump is here to unite us. Now, Trump supporters thinks he's just anointed by God, and that uh, he's the second coming. That's what they think. But they're not completely wrong. You know, he is part of the plan. So we are all ascending, and that's a process that we all have to go through. But for us all to be on the same page and make this happen, we kind of need to start looking within, right? So instead of looking within, the Trump supporters are putting all their trust in Trump, because they want Trump to change their lives. They're unhappy. They're not living a joyful life. So they have to blame somebody, and then they have to have a hero, right? So they want to blame all their problems on immigrants are taking our jobs, or immigrants are getting our benefits. We paid into the system and they're using the system that we paid for. You know what I mean? They're all about me or them, us or them, and they're unhappy, and they're just looking for a way to better their lives and change their lives, but they're looking in the wrong direction, and they're putting their trust in the wrong person. But there's a reason for all of that. Prices are really high, and they're thinking that Trump is going to save them from paying high prices, which we all realize that, he's not going to do that with tariffs that he's talking about doing. But these people are really just feeding into whatever he's been saying, and people are going in debt with their credit cards because they're just trying to feed their families and live their life, and they're completely going in debt, and it's catching up with them, and it's just part of who we are to look at you know a superhero. I need to find somebody to dig me out of this, and that's what's going on here. But when they find out that Trump is not their superhero, they're going to have to start looking somewhere else. And what are they going to do? They're going to have to start looking inward. They're going to have to start asking those hard questions. Why did they put their trust in this man? And that's when we'll get a turnaround. So it's taking time, because what they don't understand is that they have all the power and they're giving it away. Excuse me. They don't understand that they can manifest the change in their lives themselves. They don't need to look for somebody on the outside, right? And you guys know that. Y'all know that you can manifest. You have that power. But you're you're seeing what's happening, and you're like, I thought I had the power. I thought I could manifest, and now you're having doubts too. So we're all going to come together, because all these doubts, you're doubting, they're doubting, it's all going to come to a head, and that will keep us all together. We're going to be together, I think, against Trump. So that's he came here on a mission. He doesn't realize that. Of course, the person that Trump is, the ego man that he is right now, doesn't realize that he's actually here. He thinks he's here on a power trip, but really he's here to unite everybody together. And now we are saying he was the person that divided us all. No, we were already divided. Before he came on, people were already divided. He didn't make people be who they are. They were already those people. So I know you guys have already started meditating, started focusing your energy on positive outcomes for the greater good of all. You guys understand that already. And Trump wants to keep everybody's energy really low, right? And in fear, because if he doesn't, then he will fail to further corrupt our entire government. And as these people come to a realization that Trump is not their savior, they're going to start manifesting and taking back their power also. And then we'll be all together. And that will help us all, our frequency all rise, and it will help with ascension. Now, I know that a lot of us are just hoping that Trump is not going to, be inaugurated here within like a week, right? What is it, the 13th? Yeah, in 1 week, he should be inaugurated. And I want so badly for that to be stopped. And it's very hard when you have such strong feelings. That's why I'm not going to do the dowsing rods right now, because I have such strong feelings. I don't want those feelings that I have to interrupt any information that's going to flow. So I did throw some cards to see if it's going to take place, if this is going to happen, and it looks like it's going forward. So there are people around Trump trying to keep him balanced. Believe it or not, I know it looks like he's picked the worst of the worst of the worst, and that they're all going to be yes men. There are still people there that are going to try to keep things balanced, believe it or not, so that it doesn't go so extreme, because Trump is very extreme, and he's ready to act. he's very impulsive, and he just goes forward without really thinking about the consequences of his actions. I have to keep pausing to cough, sorry. um, but I feel like this is, at least for some period of time, it's going to be the Trump error and era. It's error. um, that's at least January and February. I think he's going to be like working away, trying to get everything passed that he wants passed and do all kinds of things. January and February. So in March, something happens. It causes him a lot of problems. I don't know what it is, but something big happens, um, and it's like it's not going the way he planned. Things aren't working out the way he wanted to. Maybe he's not getting the things passed like he wanted to pass them. I don't know. They have control on the uh, House and Senate, so it's hard to believe all this is happening. But it's not going the way he thought they would. April, things get even tougher in April. There's a lot of arguing, infighting in the administration. But he seemed, even though, and we're going to see this, we're going to hear about it, but it seems like he gets it under control, or he makes it look like it's under control, right? And in May, it starts out, he's going good, everything's going great for Trump. He thinks he's swimming along happily. Somebody betrays Trump in May. So something's happening, something's going on. I feel like this is, down the road, further down the road. So, maybe he's so extreme and just is so impulsive, excuse me, that finally somebody just betrays him. And that's what I'm getting in May. In June, a lot of chaos going on in June. There's a lot of infighting, a lot of arguing, lots of pressure put on Trump in June. And then in July, shit hits the fan in July. And I really feel like at that point, Trump is looking for an exit point, that he's actually, excuse me, contemplating stepping down. I don't know if he'll do it, but he's abused his authority, and he knows it. And I don't know what's going on, but I guess, finally it catches up with him. Thank goodness. And that's as far as I went with the reading. When I pulled the cards, that's as far as I went. I stopped right there. Um, this is, of course, the energy that's here today. Now, free will can change energy. That's why readers can get things wrong, and things change all the time. But right now, with the energy moving forward, that's the way that it's going to happen. So if he gets into office, expect it to happen like that. Oh, we're just praying and hoping for something to protect us and save us from having to go through, having Trump as a president. And nobody wishes that more than me. I'll tell you. I know you guys do too. I have people writing me all the time telling me ever since November, they can't even sleep anymore. They're stressed out. And don't be stressed out. Don't worry. Know that everything is going to happen as it should. It has to happen like this because, people have to get over Trump. They have to get over him. Imagine if Kamala Harris was elected, would we have another January 6th? Maybe so. Maybe so, because we need to just move past this. We have to, everybody has to recognize what Trump is, who he is, and what he's doing. And, if this has to come to pass just so people can all come together. And that's how he's going to unite us. And there's already infighting. Their administration isn't even together. They're not even, there yet. And they're already fighting amongst each other. It's already happening, And Steve Bannon, did you see that? He calls Musk a truly evil, very bad guy. And why? Because he says he's a white South African and that they're the most racist people on earth. I don't know if that's true, but that's what he thinks. And all of this is because Musk wants to give those H-1B visas to immigrants from India so that he can pay them low wages, right? For those high-tech jobs that people in our country are capable of, that got an education to do, and have a bunch of college loans to pay back, that need high-paying jobs. All this education isn't free in this country, and they don't want to pay a, a good wage. Elon Musk doesn't want to pay people, what they're worth. They want to bring these immigrants in that are dying to come to this country. They want to come to this country. They'll take a low-paying job, you know, just to get their foot in the door. And that's what they're doing. They're bringing in these people and paying them a lower wage than what they would pay a citizen of the United States. So that's just the start of things here. It's it's going to get chaotic. But on a good note, I just heard right before I started talking that Judge Cannon okayed the release of Jack Smith's report on Trump's election interference, at least that part of it. And, Midas Touch says she doesn't have the authority, but it looks like the Justice Department is respecting her. They're answering her. So they say she doesn't have the authority, but she just made a ruling on it. So I don't know. I don't know who's right or wrong, but anyway, we're going to see that report for sure. And that will have, an impact on people that have been supporting Trump too. I mean, we all know what it's going to say. We understand what it's going to say, but they believed Trump, so maybe they won't believe the words either. Maybe they won't believe the report, but some of them will. So the fires are raging in California still. It's so sad. There's a lot more victims that haven't been found yet. I think they've said there's 24 victims, but they have cadaver dogs going through the areas that have been burned because, some people haven't been accounted for. And there's some people that tried to save their homes. They think they can have their sprinkler system on and their water hose and they're going to beat the fire back. If you're told to evacuate, get the heck out of there. Your life is more valuable than any possession that is there in your house. You can rebuild your house, you can move. Can't bring you back. So please, if you're told to evacuate, evacuate. There's like 15,000 firefighters and law enforcement out there fighting the fires. And then, of course, we're getting help from Canada and Mexico too. So, Trump's trying to blame it all on the Democrats, their mismanagement of their water and all that. But it's really the winds that are picking up that are making this fire just go. It's just weather. That's all it is. And the winds are picking up today also. So I'm going to keep them in my prayers. I'm sure you guys are too. So let's pray for all the victims. Let's pray for protection. Pray for the firefighters and all the law enforcement, everybody that's helping fight these fires and all the victims. God bless them all. So I know you guys probably heard that the UN was here. They're here and meeting with Biden, and everybody's thinking, well, what are they meeting about? They are meeting about Israel and Gaza and about the hostages. And I feel like it's imminent that the hostages will be released. That's what they're meeting about. They're they're making a deal so that they can get the hostages released. That's what's going on. And of course, we should keep Ukraine in our prayers also. This is day 1053 of the Russia-Ukraine war. God bless them. That's a long time, long, long time. North Koreans are on the ground fighting Ukrainians for Russia's behalf. So sad. And I saw in the news that Russia gained another city in Ukraine. They took over another city, and of course, y'all heard a few days ago that Ukraine bombed an oil production plant of Russia's. We we're so much better than all this fighting. People shouldn't be doing this to each other. We're just much, much better than all of this. I just pray that this ends and loss of life stops. I just pray that it all ends for the greater good of all. So, all right, guys, I am going to go check on my husband and see how he's doing, and go get me some water. I have paused this video so many times to cough. I know I sound a lot better though, but I still have an itchy throat and drainage. I could not sleep last night for nothing. I don't know what's wrong with me. If I take some kind of cold medicine, it just keeps me up. It keeps me up. I took Sudafed. I took some Sudafed. My head was hurting so bad, you guys. The worst sinus headache I've ever had. It's just killing me for the last 2 days. So I took some Sudafed and I took some ibuprofen also. Could not sleep at all last night. Not at all. And then the ibuprofen upset my stomach. And I had taken it after I ate dinner, so I thought I'd be okay, but no. So then I had a headache and a stomach ache. And the Sudafed helped a little bit, but it didn't take it completely away. So I might need a Z-Pack myself. I might have a sinus infection or something. So I might be getting one very soon. So I'm going to go feed my husband lunch and see how he's doing. Let him know that I'm still thinking about him. I told him, I said, I'm going to make a video. He hasn't kissed me since Christmas. I said, I'm going to make a video saying my husband hasn't kissed me since Christmas. He said, you want to pass this back and forth to each other? He had the flu shot and he had the COVID-19 shot. So it's got to be something else. It's not COVID and it's not the flu. And it didn't feel like the flu. So it's some kind of, I don't know, something else, some kind of respiratory illness. But yeah. But I told him, I'll take a chance if you will. He's like, I'll pass. Give it another week. But the doctor did say at the clinic yesterday that my husband had a mask on when he went in the clinic. I didn't have one because I didn't have one. And I told them, I don't have a mask. I told the nurse, I'm sorry, I don't have a mask. I know they have one there. And she said, oh, don't worry, we're all going to get sick anyway. What? They didn't give me a mask. I'm like, okay, you want to get sick? Okay. I'm coughing and everything all over that room. And but she said that she thinks we are past the contagious stage. She said, of course, if you have a cold, you could actually pass a cold at any time through, droplets. But she said she felt like we were past being contagious. So that being said, my nephew is going to come this evening and have dinner with us. My brother that passed away, his son, he's coming to the house today. He lives about 5 hours away, but his girlfriend moved very close to us, about 25 minutes from us, and he's visiting his girlfriend, so he's going to come visit us too. So I told him, well, if you want to take a chance of getting sick, come on over. But the doctor did say we're not contagious. So, and I'll try not to slobber on you. So we're going to do that this evening. We're going to make some dinner for him. So I'm happy he's coming over. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Going to go check on my husband. Take care. If you would like to get a reading with me, or if you need a healing session, anything, chakra balancing, energy cleanse, please let me know. Emails down below. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Bye for now.